Of the National Football League.
I imagine, Solomon Wilcots, there's something psychological about the second half of the season.
Well, absolutely, and particularly if you're the Carolina Panthers, you got off to a 2-6 start. You're coming off the bye week. You love the fact that your offense has been a juggernaut, the fifth best offense in the National Football League, but you want to win ball games. If you're Mike Munchak, you're 4-4, but they're not happy with how they've got here because they gave away a game last week to the Cincinnati Bengals. They allowed the Bengals to overcome a 10-point deficit, and now they find themselves at the 500 mark, 8 games into the season. They want to finish strongly, and it starts here today against the Carolina Panthers.
Panthers come in 2-6. They lost to the Minnesota Vikings a couple weeks ago. Their first-year head coach is Ron Rivera. Team is coming off a bye, and that's what takes us to today. Two teams that expect a little bit more in the second half of the season, especially Carolina, with this quarterback, Cam Newton, better than people thought he would be at this stage.
Oh, he has exceeded everyone's expectation, producing big plays in the passing game. And if you're the Tennessee Titans, you better be worried about Cam Newton.
All right, here we go now, and here comes Baronis. He will be kicking off for the Tennessee Titans, and deep back will be the rookie out of Hawaii, Kealoha Polaris, who took over the kick return duties a month ago from Mike Goodson, who is inactive today. So Carolina wins the toss, and they will take it right off the bat. There is a slight chance of rain. There is a slight breeze here today. But otherwise, for this time in November, not too bad here in the Carolinas. Thank you for joining us for the Tennessee Titans and the Carolina Panthers on CBS. This will be out of the end zone. Big-time boot by Baronis, which takes us to the Carolina offense and their quarterback, Cam Newton. He has led the Panthers to more touchdowns halfway through this season than they scored all of last year.
What you need to know about Cam Newton is that he is a natural-born leader, extremely confident. He's a hard worker, and he's hungry to win ball games. That's a dangerous combination if you're not a teammate of Cam Newton.
I watched your report in the pregame show about his MRI in his right shoulder.
Had some stiffness in that shoulder, did not miss practice, so he stuck with it, and he's not overly concerned, but we'll have to see how he comes out and play with great effectiveness today.
It is first down and 10. And the first run goes to D'Angelo Williams, who picks up 3 on the play. Babineau on the bottom of that pile. Pro Bowlers Jordan Gross and Ryan Khalil have anchored that unit that has lost 2 starters as the season has gone on. Talking about Steve Smith, he's already totaled his reception mark of a season ago, 46, and his yard total so far is eye-popping, terrific, over 900 receiving yards.
And we're only halfway through the season.
Yeah. He has been something. Reborn, I think, in a lot of ways. Second down and 7. Stewart in the backfield. Blitz is on, and dropped right there by Jonathan Stewart. Linebackers in coverage on the play, along with defensive lineman Derek Morgan. The defensive line very young, including the rookie Jarrell Casey, who makes another start on that defensive line. Rookie linebacker Colin McCarthy replaces the injured Barrett Ruud today, who is out with a groin injury. Ruud is the leading tackler. Just saw Jordan Babineau moments ago. He's been replacing the injured Chris Hope in the secondary. Hope is active and dressed today. In fact, he is on the field now as they go to the nickel on this third down and 7. Carolina's first possession. Over the head of Stewart here with coverage by rookie linebacker Akeem Ayers. A 3 and out on Newton's first Carolina possession.
Well, this one is just going to be overthrown. Only 3 defenders rushing Cam Newton, so he's got time, but look at that one. It sails high over the head of Jonathan Stewart. On the second down play where they had it set up, Stewart dropped the ball, but had he caught it, Kevin, he would have run for at least 20 yards, creating a first down for the Panthers.
Jason Baker, who is 11 years out of the University of Iowa, will let this baby fly, and deep back is Mark Mariani on the 22-yard line. finds a seam. Finnegan out ahead to block the punter, which he got. And there he goes. That is a touchdown. That is the third time this season that the Carolina punter, Jason Baker, has had one returned, as Mariani, a Pro Bowler a season ago, takes it to the house for 6.
Well, Jason Baker has a booming leg. He kicks this one to Mariani, but look at the blocking out front. And sometimes Baker can punt it so well, he'll outkick coverage. Look at the block right there by Cortland Finnegan on Baker, and there's no one there. It was a feeble attempt by Baker, even though he had Cortland Finnegan there trying to block him. You've got to be able to turn that return man back into help where guys can come in and make a tackle.
Here's the extra point now by Rob Baronis. 7-zip Tennessee. Mariani, a Pro Bowler a year ago as a rookie, had punt returns and kickoff returns for touchdowns. Here he gallops 79 yards. Well, Baker punted that over 55 yards, but the special teams have been a concern here for the Carolina Panthers this season.
Yeah, one might ask, if you take a look at the 11th career punt return for a touchdown for Baker, does he outkick his coverage? Well, he could argue that the coverage needs to be better, much faster getting down the field to make tackles.
And Barones with another kickoff, and Polaris in the end zone lets that fly out of bounds. So back out to the 20-yard line, and here comes Cam Newton, who will get his second stab at it. You know, keeping him healthy has got to be one of the big concerns. He's taken a lot of snaps, every snap with this team. That offensive line has its handful to keep this rookie quarterback unscathed.
But he has produced. He has produced big-time explosive plays more than any team in the National Football League. And you take a look at those numbers where he leads the NFL in yards per completion. It's a vertical passing attack.
Little wildcat here right to D'Angelo Williams, as you saw the quarterback going wide. And Williams trying to chisel his way for some yards. He's brought down by Casey on a gain of 4, and he's out to the 23.
Look at Cam Newton. What a difference he makes. Already 2 wins equals last year's entire season total, and the touchdown passes and rushing touchdowns as well. 7 on the year. 18 touchdowns for the offense, exceeds the 16 they had one season ago.
Second down and 6. They've got Jonathan Stewart in the backfield right now. Stewart, nice hole in the secondary. Babineau slowed him down, and then an avalanche of players, including Finnegan, comes over and gets him. Nice burst of 9 out to the 33.
Well, the numbers for both running backs, Stewart and Williams, they're not as eye-popping, but their yards per carry are. D'Angelo Williams is averaging 4.8 per carry. Stewart, as you saw there, 4.6 per carry. And their coach, Ron Rivera, told us that some of those numbers are going to be skewed because we allow our quarterback to run the football also.
It's first down and 10 from the 33. Williams had a block from Felton, then he went no place on the play. They got the rookie in with the tackle. That's Colin McCarthy on a loss of 5.
Will Weatherspoon, watch him come up. He'll wreck this play. Look at the penetration. And it takes 2 offensive linemen. He strips the ball carrier of blockers in front of him, and that allows everyone else to rally and make the tackle. McCarthy, that time swarming, taking advantage of what Will Weatherspoon was able to do, getting penetration.
McCarthy was a starter at Miami. 4th-round pick out of the University of Miami. Second down and 15. Blocked by D'Angelo Williams. Here comes McCarthy along with Finnegan. Another block by D'Angelo Williams and picked off. Flag has been thrown. This is Michael Griffin all the way to the 27-yard line. Brought down by Gross. 31-yard return. Flag back at the 44.
Illegal contact, number 56, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Going to be on Akeem Ayers, the outside linebacker. And I think this is one of those plays where Cam Newton has to foul this one away and learn that you don't throw late over the middle of the field. You just simply can't make up for the speed of the defender, who has a great, excellent angle to cut off the intended receiver and intercept that pass. Akeem Ayers, illegal contact on the receiver, taking a big play away from the Titans, who If they get that interception and get great possession here on the field, well, they could blow this game open early.
Titans come in having lost 3 of their last 4 games.
Hey, 5-2, Mike, 5-2.
A penalty right there wipes out the interception, so 1st and 10 from the 33. Hartsock with the block, and also a block from Wharton, and finally they get Legadou Nene, wide receiver, the ex-Charger. He's up to the 47, picks up 14 yards on the play. Babineau there.
Let's go back to the previous play, and we're going to show you right over there, right there, that's Akeem Ayers hitting the intended receiver down the field, well beyond that 5-yard area. And Akeem Ayers, remember, he's a rookie from UCLA, said that he's still learning, and that's one of those things in college. You can make a bump on a receiver beyond 5 yards, but in the National Football League, you have to know that rule. And you can see he wasn't dialed in on that specific rule on the play.
Handgartner now playing the center. Khalil has come out. They put in Bernardo on that offensive line. Here is a 1st and 10. Newton going deep for Smith. Incomplete on the play. There was a little contact. No yellow on the field, and the coverage on the play by Cortland Finnegan, the 2-time Pro Bowler.
Did you say that Cam Newton has some stiffness in his throwing shoulder?
Where?
I don't see it here because he cuts this one loose. He gives Steve Smith an opportunity to run under the ball, but it was just excellent coverage, I thought, by Cortland Finnegan. Let's see if he uses that arm bar, that left arm.
Actually looked like Smith may have been kind of coming in there with an
elbow. A little
elbow.
bump with both guys. Look at that. Got to defend every blade of grass when you're playing against Cam Newton. He can chunk it a long way.
Fun to watch them going out there. 2nd down and 10 from the 47. Jonathan Stewart. Good block by Handgartner. Babineau jumps on his back. Nice burst down to the 36 of the Tennessee Titans. Picks up 17 on the play on the ground.
Bernardo, he's coming in next to Wharton. Look at the blocking up front. Freeze it right there. See how they get you cut off here and cut off there? An excellent vision that time by Jonathan Stewart. Well, they can run the ball. They've got 2 excellent backs. I love Jonathan Stewart. I love D'Angelo Williams. They can make big plays in this offense. No matter who you give the ball to, they're capable of breaking it big.
Handgartner goes to the center. Hardo comes into play where Handgartner was at that right guard. And Khalil, we're trying to get an update on him. 1st and 10. And here is D'Angelo Williams, and brought down by William Hayes. That's a gain of a yard. He's to the 36. Also on that pile, Derek Marks.
Carolina Panthers, of course, Rob Jasinski is their offensive coordinator. He does a good job of scripting plays early in the ball game. The Carolina Panthers are 1st in the National Football League in terms of ball control offense in the first quarter of ball games. They dominate by averaging about 9 minutes of time possession in that first quarter.
They're looking like a wildcat. Now they run back in there, 2nd down and 9. Good block by Gross. And a good-looking catch for a 1st down across the way. They had Greg Olsen, the ex-Chicago Bears. 16-yard pickup and a 1st down to the 21.
Take a look at this. He's on the far hash, way on this hash, throwing it clear to the boundary. This is a wonderful throw. You see the arm strength, but not just throwing it hard, but great accuracy for Cam Newton. I think this is why he has surprised many of the scouts who maybe didn't think he could make a quick transition to be this good so soon. You can see the technique and fundamentals at work for Cam Newton.
Ninth play of the drive, 1st and 10. Williams. And whacked right there and brought down on the play by Ayers. So on this drive, a 14-yard pass to Nene. 17-yard run by Stewart. 16-yard pass moments ago to the tight end, Greg Olsen.
Yeah, the offense is staying in phase because they're running the ball well on 1st down. And we talked about it on the first possession of the game. As you take a look at those numbers in terms of what they do in time of possession in the first quarter, if Stewart hadn't dropped the ball on 2nd down, I thought they would have moved right down the field because they were on that way until they got out of phase on the drop ball from Stewart.
2nd down and 7. And the tight end catching a fumble on the play. Olsen had it and coughed it up. And looks like the Titans have gotten the ball. That's the ruling on the field. Vacuumed in by the rookie Ayers.
We said in the beginning of the game that the Carolina Panthers, they can't have the self-defeating errors. It's a good throw from Newton, good catch by Greg Olsen, but he's going to be hit over the middle of the field, and he simply fumbled the ball down inside the red zone.
You can see there at the top, the first red zone takeaway this season for Tennessee.
Ball security is a must. Turnovers are the great equalizer. See if the Titans can take advantage.
Carolina Panthers on their first 2 possessions, 3 and out, and a fumble in the red zone.
Well, they've proven they can move the ball because they even had opportunities to move it on that first possession, but they keep shooting themselves in the foot, committing costly errors.
Now Hasselbeck, the first time he's had the ball today, first and 10 from his 8. Chris Johnson. Look at the corner. Out of bounds it goes. Gaither is the one who makes the stop. Quarterback Matt Hasselbeck's 13 touchdown passes ties his career high through 8 games. On the offensive line, this group starting for a second consecutive season with guard Jake Scott starting his 113th consecutive game today, the ex-Colt. And the focus remains on running back Chris Johnson and his struggles. By the way, you see number 85 right there, Nate Washington. He did not play practice on Wednesday and Thursday, limited on Friday. He is a starter today, second down and 10. And they find the tight end. That is a first down. Grabbed by Cook. Brought down in the secondary. Linebacker James Anderson got him. Pickup of 18 on the play.
Nice presence and poise in the pocket, standing in his own end zone. Matt Hasselbeck just fires the laser into Jared Cook, working against the cornerback Chris Gamble, number 20, who can't make the tackle and allows yards after the catch by the big tight end.
Cook had some injuries too. He didn't practice on Wednesday and Thursday because of the knee. Here's a first and 10. Oh, and he's got Chris Johnson. Brought down by Sherrod Martin. What a beautiful throw by Hasselbeck to the 45, a 29-yard pickup and a first down.
Well, look at this. This is just exceptional. They're working against Omar Gaither on the wheel route, and we'll show you how they do it right here. And take a look. He's going to come right out of the backfield. See him coming out of the backfield working against Omar Gaither, the linebacker, and so he's able to get on top of him. It's just a nice throw laid over the top by Matt Hasselbeck to Chris Johnson.
Johnson on first and 10. Looked like he was brought down by Greg Hardy on the play on a gain of 2. Put him at the 43-yard line. That Carolina defense on that line. Charles Johnson has 7 sacks this year, 18 sacks over the last 2 years. Linebacker hit hard with significant injuries, 7 different starting combinations. Omar Gaither starting today for the first time this season, and Chris Gamble leads the secondary. He's got a pick, solid in coverage first half of the season.
We've already seen the offense coordinator, Chris Palmer, trying to get the ball in the hands of his best playmaker, Chris Johnson, early in the game.
Von Ringer is in on this second down and 8. That's an open receiver, a little bit high, and thrown him back of Jared Cook, who is a third-year tight end out of South Carolina with the coverage on the play by Godfrey.
Yeah, Godfrey was in tight coverage. That's what forced the high throw by Hasselbeck. It's very difficult to hit those on the money, those crossing routes when the defensive back is right in the hip pocket of your intended target.
Wanted to mention that Jason Phillips is the guy who is out today in that linebacking core for Carolina. That's why Gaither will get the start. Gaither, by the way, played at Tennessee for a few years back in that great state third down and 8. No! And they got 5 in the secondary. Quick hitter. Nice catch. Damian Williams, first down, got the block from Ringer, and he's into the end zone on a 43-yard catch and run. Damian Williams out of USC. What a start for the Titans.
It's just shoddy tackling, Kevin. That's what it is. Take a look at it over to the left side. Sherrod Martin, number 23. Look at that. And then another whiff on the missed tackle by Darius Butler, 27. So 2 defensive backs in open space cannot close and make the tackle. Nice moves by Williams. He forced them to make the tackle. They didn't. Stayed on his feet, ran for a touchdown.
Tough start for Ron Rivera and his Carolina Panthers coming off a bye. Here is Rob Baronis. And he will try the extra point. 14-0 now the score. Tennessee's on top. Good looking drive. They began at their 8. They had an 18-yard pass to the tight end Cook. Got it right there. 29-yard catch and run by Chris Johnson. Finishing off, Williams, a 43-yard catch and run TD. This November, join the NFL Salute to Service campaign to honor our nation's veterans and active service men and women. Learn more at NFL.com/salute. Well, we've got a 14-0 lead here for the Tennessee Titans. They got a punt return of 79 yards by Mariani, a 43-yard touchdown pass to Damian Williams from veteran quarterback Matt Hasselbeck. And for the Carolina Panthers, Sally, we've got a 3-and-out and a fumble in the red zone.
Yeah, and Ron Rivera's team have not come off to a good start. Come off the bye week, you expect them to be sharp and crisp. You can see he's not happy because the tackling part of it is about effort. It's about want to.
And Baronis for a third time will kick it off. Previous two have been deep and out of the end zone. This will be taken on a knee by Polaris to the 20. Young Cam Newton's got his hands full right now, down by 2 touchdowns at home, and we are late in the first in Charlotte. Titans have scored on special teams and a touchdown pass.
The Titans have gotten off to a great start. Now let's see if Cam Newton can drive his team down the football field and make it a competitive game.
Pro Bowl center Khalil is back in there. And Gardner goes back to the gun. It is first down and 10. Blitz! Witherspoon! Down he goes! That goes all the way back to the 13. Will Witherspoon is a former draft choice by Carolina. Played here 4 years. He was taken in the 3rd round.
Yeah, he's coming off the top from the blind side. Cam doesn't even see him coming. He's so big and strong. Not only does he hold on to the ball, it's tough for Witherspoon, who's a linebacker. It's tough to even get, look at that. Tough to get him on the ground. You're 6'5", 245 pounds at the quarterback position. Cam Newton's bigger than most linebackers, and Witherspoon knew it took everything he had to get him down.
18th sack of Newton this season. 2nd down, 16, and the loss is 6. And little run here by Jonathan Stewart, and he picks up 3 to the 17 to New York and James Brown.
Kevin, how do you think Tim Tebow's getting it done? They get it done on the ground. 8 running plays in a row, 57 yards. This 7-yard touchdown by Tim Tebow, putting the Broncos up 7-0 early in Kansas City. And Dan, that's his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Back to Kevin and Solomon.
We saw Tebow a couple weeks ago in Miami, you and I did.
Tebow time's usually in the 4th quarter. He's getting an early start in Kansas City.
And they won last week at the Broncos in Oakland against the Raiders. 2-1 since Tebow's become the starter. 3rd and 13 here. Into the nickel. Struck by Olsen. Trying to get to the 30. He's going to be short. Finnegan is around his waist. Keenan and they got to punt the ball.
Speaking of Tim Tebow, he and Cam Newton were teammates for 2 seasons at the University of Florida, and both of them are starting quarterbacks today, this Sunday in the National Football League. What a dynamic pair of young men, and 2 great leaders also, yes. Kevin.
What kind of recruiting class is that by Urban Meyer? My
wow.
goodness. Newton and Tebow were the top 2 quarterbacks in high school football.
That's the mother load right there.
2nd 3-and-out for the Carolina Panthers. Baker to Mariani from the 40. Then he ran into his own blocker and was brought down on the play. A hang time of only 3-7. Good stop right there by the Panthers. And on that special teams, Eric Norwood. Nothing visiting Tennessee.
Look at the Tennessee Titans. They're 12-1 in their last 13 games against NFC opponents. And they get off to a 14-0 start here in Carolina. And remember, their next 3 games are against NFC teams, including this one here today. So they're off to a good start. We'll see Chris Palmer, the offensive coordinator, calling some good plays, getting the ball in his hands of Chris Johnson.
First down and 10 from the 48. There was a penalty at the end of that return. Right on the screws. Nate Washington. Flag is down. And they're over to cover the play was Chris Campbell. 15-yard catch to the 36 as it stands right now. Campbell, former #1 pick out of Ohio State. Our official referee today is Walt Coleman. It sounds like he is from this area.
Illegal use of hands to the face, 41 defense. That penalty's declined. Play results in a first down.
Captain Munnerlyn.
Some key plays to help the Titans get off to a 14-0 start in this ball game. How about Mark Mariani? He got things started with a 79-yard punt return for a touchdown. The fumble by Greg Olsen gave the ball back to the Titans, and then Hasselbeck hooks up with Damian Williams, 43 yards after breaking a couple of tackles. He scores a touchdown, and the Titans are off on a roll.
Going right now to the 37-yard line. First down and 10. Chris Johnson against the number 27 run defense in the NFL. And he slides his way down to about the 32, and on the play picks up 5 yards. Anderson makes the stop.
Everybody wants to know, why has Chris Johnson gotten off to a slow start? Under 400 yards rushing in their first 8 games. Is it the new system? Is it a new contract, a long holdout, poor reads and poor effort by the running back? He's taken a beating in the press, but his coaching staff believe that the more touches he gets, the more opportunities Chris Palmer gives him in the offense, sooner or later, he's going to break one.
2nd down and 5. Johnson right here. Hit by Gottfried and slowed down as he inches his way to about the 31. They were in the nickel that time, picks up a yard.
There been even some talk as to whether or not he should be benched because his numbers have declined greatly from what he did in the first 8 games last year. Over 700 yards rushing last year in the first 8 games with a 4.1 rushing average, 8 touchdowns. And look at the numbers diminished. Only one game where he's rushed for over 100 yards in the first 8 weeks. And last year at this time, he had already rushed for 100 yards in 4 games. So clearly he's got to pick it up if this team is going to have a prosperous second half of the season.
It's 3rd down and 5. There's a flag thrown on the play. Covering was Jordan Pugh. Working on a tight end. Tough matchup right there.
Wow. And good
Prior
coverage.
to the pass, holding, number 29, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
They're going to say Pugh was the guy holding. And I thought it was good coverage, to be honest with you. Now, if there's hand fighting between the defensive back and wide receiver, I think you kind of have to let that go. Let's take a look. He's matched up in the slot with Cook. Oh, there it is. Grabbing. Oh, yeah, it's a little more grabbing than what you should ever be allowed to beyond that 5-yard bump rule. Play defense with your feet, not with your hands.
You defensive backs always stick together, don't you?
I said, yeah, he should have been called on that.
1st down and 10. Here comes Anderson. There goes Chris Johnson. They want him in space today. They got him in space last week. Tackle was made by Thomas Kaiser. It is a gain of 5. He's to the Carolina 22.
Well, Kaiser's a defensive end. Watch him. He starts right here, and then he goes all the way to the other side to make this tackle in space. Look at number 98. That's an excellent tackle on a speed guy like Chris Johnson in the open field. If they can get him the ball a little sooner with maybe another yard of separation, I think he would be able to make Kaiser miss.
There's another late flag thrown on that play. And it has been declined by Tennessee. Kaiser, by the way, was signed off that Carolina practice squad. And they say he's one of the great practice players, and that's why they brought him up. 1st down and 10 from the 22. 2nd Tennessee possession. Chris Johnson. Paul with the lead block. Tackle made right there by Omar Gaither. There's no gain on the play. They stay at the 22-yard line.
I think you have to have a little more creativity, and this is where there's been some nuances, some changes in the running scheme since Chris Palmer has come over to become the offense coordinator. And defenses already know you're going to run to what we call the tilt of the back. So when the fullback is set strong, everyone on the defense knows that's where the ball is going. And I think they can do a better job of changing or at least confusing the defense in terms of where they want to run the ball.
2nd down and 10. Boy, you called it right there. That was the tilt of the back to the other side. Strong side. Chris Johnson to the 20-yard line. Hit by Anderson. Gain of 2 on the play. You're all over that play.
See, the defense knows that you're going to run to the tilt of the back. The fullback is there. And so you don't run opposite of the fullback. He's a lead blocker. And you're already telling the defense, here's where we run the football. And everyone is killing Chris Johnson, saying he's doing something differently. I think when the defense already knows where you're going to run it and when you're going to run it, it makes it very difficult to run the ball effectively.
They're going to let the clock wind down. Already with good possession. It'll be 3rd and about 8 from the 20 when we come back. Mariani returned to punt 79 yards. Then a touchdown pass of 43 by Hasselbeck at the end of 1. The Titans on top. Here's a 3rd down and 8 coming up. We start the 2nd quarter in Charlotte. 20-yard line for Tennessee, moving the ball well. They've been a terrific red zone team this season. We'll see here if they can get it with the veteran Matt Hasselbeck, 13 years out of Boston College, originally a 6th-round draft choice by Green Bay. 3rd and 8, going deep, and a stretch out by Washington. Coverage by the linebacker Anderson. And it's 4th down. They'll have to settle for 3.
Good play by Anderson. I thought Ringer coming out of the backfield might have had a chance to make a nice catch. But look at Anderson. Wow, nearly a great catch.
Not bad, huh?
By Washington, even though you had great coverage by Anderson.
And Anderson rolled his ankle in practice on Thursday. So he's a guy with bad wheels and all. And right there with the fleet-footed Washington. Here now is a 38-yard field goal try. Rob Baronis, he has made 10 consecutive field goals. He has not missed since mid-September. 38-yarder here, high snap. And it just goes in. 3 more on the board for the Tennessee Titans, who have scored every time they've had the ball. Just into the second quarter. Hasselbeck gets 3 out of that drive. Tennessee Titans have scored on a punt return touchdown, a 43-yard touchdown pass. Moments ago, a 38-yard field goal by Baronis, who has it teed up once again at the 35. Panthers today, a 3-and-out, a fumble in the red zone, another 3-and-out. The back is Kealoha Polaris. This might be returnable, although he's aiming for the... Oh, that's a penalty out of bounds. It was just outside the pylon and inside the 10.
Kickoff, out of bounds. Ball will be placed at the 40-yard line. First down.
Sometimes you try to get too fancy, and that's what happens. All right, coming up, talking about fancy, coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report, join James Brown, Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, Boomer Esiason, and Coach Bill Cowher for scores, highlights, and news in this Week 10 of the NFL. That's coming up on the Sprint Halftime Report from our CBS studios in New York.
You can see that kick is now Mike Munchak's not happy about it. Giving a good field position to one of the most explosive offenses in the National Football League with Cam Newton. You know, sooner or later, and he told us that, sooner or later they're going to make plays. We just can't get down when they make a big play and can't allow it to become a domino effect. He expects Cam Newton to make plays for this offense.
From the 40 with the penalty, first down and 10. They come up the middle again. They've got him, and down he goes. Jason Jones firing up the middle. Second sack today, back to the 30 with a loss of 10.
Well, they were able to get pressure right in the middle, right in the face. They run a stunt. Both he and the other defensive tackle as well, and that's how they're able to get in the face of the quarterback. So Derek Marks as well as Jones, they come right around and get right in the face of the quarterback, and you got to get him quick because he's hard to get down and it's hard to even catch him.
Handgartner is the one who let him get through that time. It is second down now and 20. Jonathan Stewart got the fake, and Cam Newton takes it for a run of about 5. Brought down on the play by Jones. Let's go to New York.
2 impressive rookies. Oh, very impressive. That's Andy Dalton and A.J. Green. Andy Dalton rolls out to his left here, looking for the rookie wide receiver in the back of the end zone. Over 2 Steeler defenders, comes up with a 36-yard touchdown. 14-7 Pittsburgh in the second quarter. Green came down wrong on that right leg. We'll keep you updated on his status. Kevin and Solomon.
The former Georgia Bulldog, A.J. Green.
Oh, boy, he's making some big plays in Cincinnati.
Here's a 3rd and 15. Good time for Newton. Underneath he goes. And Akeem Ayers makes the grab on Jonathan Stewart. It's a pickup of 6. And the 3rd. 3-and-out for the Carolina Panthers. They get a punt again. Colin McCarthy was over there.
Everyone's going, but what they don't understand is when they had the early sack on first down on Cam Newton, that's what takes the offense out of sequence, because now you're facing second and very long and just can't get it all back in 2 downs.
Mariani returned one for 79 yards and a touchdown early in the game. Baker to punt. Rush was on, including Finnegan. And here's another short punt with very little hang time. Last one was 3-7. This one is 3-2-5. 37-yard punt to the 23 when we come back. 2 minutes gone in the second quarter. That looks like a lot of fun, huh?
Yeah, it does look like. You love the fall. It's just such a beautiful time of the year everywhere you go.
Boy, and Charlotte is all dressed up and ready for a beautiful fall here. Here's a 1st and 10. Nice move up by Hasselbeck. It collapses. That is a backward pass. It goes outside. Flag is thrown. Donnie Avery, or rather Washington makes the grab. The tackle by Gaither. Pickup of 2. Had about 18 things going on that play. He wanted to go deep. He was looking deep.
Personal foul. Unnecessary roughness hit the quarterback in the head. 15 yards from the end of the play. First down.
I didn't catch a license plate. Didn't hear a number on that one.
Yeah, when we talked to the officials in New York at our seminary, they said any glancing blow to the helmet would be ignored. Now, take a look at this and see if this is a real blow. I don't think so. And there was no intent to clobber the quarterback here. See that? That's a glancing blow. It's not a forcible blow, but yet a glancing blow to the head of the quarterback.
Andre Neblett is getting more reps. They like him on that defensive line. It was just incidental almost, wasn't it?
Yeah, now they're inciting the crowd to really get behind it. Because look at Hardy. He understands it. There's no way that should have been called.
And it was called on 68. There's a 1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Couple tight ends. Chris Johnson. Washington with the block, and then it just evaporates across the way. Dan Connor was right there out of Penn State to make the grab. It was a gain of 3 to the 42.
The defense getting fired up. The crowd here getting fired up for Ron Rivera. Remember, they've got a number of linebackers out. Their starting middle linebacker, John Beeson, out on injured reserve. Tommy Davis out on injured reserve. They're playing with second guys in terms of the depth chart. And they can't do all the things, Kevin, they want to do defensively because they're short in bodies.
It's affected them trying to stop the run. You're exactly right. 2nd down and 8 from the 42. Chris Johnson. And finds a bit of a gap. There's another flag thrown on the play. It's a gain of 4 as it stands. Anderson is right there, and Johnson getting up slowly to the 46-yard line.
Holding, number 73. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Jenks got the guard.
Oh, take a look at this, Kevin. And we're going to show you. Go ahead. We're just going to show you exactly what we want to see here. This is, look at this. There's the hole right there. But you tell me if he actually locates the hole. Look at that. He doesn't see it soon enough. And he has to be able to locate the hole soon enough, have more instinctive running. I think there's times when the offensive line can get Chris Johnson to the 2nd level of the defense. He's not reading it quickly enough to get to that 2nd level.
2nd down and 18 right here. Here they come, and boy, it's thrown in the dirt. I don't see a receiver in the vicinity, and it's an incomplete pass.
Take a look at Mike Heimerdinger, the previous offensive coordinator over the last 3 years. How well the running game has functioned with the Tennessee Titans. And Chris Palmer this year, you can see it's fallen off drastically. And remember, over those last 3 years, from 2008 to 2010, Chris Johnson over 4,500 yards rushing, the most of any running back in the National Football League when Heimerdinger were drawing up the run plays. And I think it's incumbent upon Chris Palmer to figure out how to use that kind of talent, because Chris Johnson does have talent. Now you have to draw it up and be able to get him to produce.
Here's a 3rd and 18. The elusive Hasselbeck. Almost picked off, looking for Johnson. Almost picked off on the play by linebacker James Anderson. And he had 4 wide that time, too.
Oh, yeah, and Hasselbeck, he threw this ball even though he saw, Johnson falls down now. And he still go ahead and throw it. Anderson should have intercepted the pass. The ball hit him right in the hands. Got to be able to make that play, even though they get the stop on 3rd down.
Brett Kern will set to punt the ball. Deep back, Armani Edwards. Edwards out of Appalachian State, looking for that seam. Down he goes, and whacked in the play by Campbell, the defensive back. 11-yard return, 32-yard line. Cam Newton comes out down 17-0. Ron Rivera's team had a bye last week, and before that they were coming off a loss to the Minnesota Vikings in this building.
And now you see the offense has been held without a 1st down in 3 of their 4 possessions so far in the game. So Cam Newton, this offense has to get it going.
Nothing yet caught by Steve Smith. Here's a D'Angelo Williams handoff and right to the teeth on that 1st down and 10. About a gain of a yard to the 33. Well, fans get scores and manage CBS Sports fantasy football teams on your mobile phone. To get the free app, simply call *CBS or go to cbssports.com/mobile. We've got it on our mobile phones and we line it all week long. 2nd down and 9. with Stewart back there offering a block. Outside they go. Here's the first catch by Steve Smith. Read well by the secondary and by linebackers, including Gerald McGrath. It is a gain of a yard, and also out there, Alteron Werner to the 35.
Not blocked as well because, look, Smith wants to go back inside, but look at the white jerseys preventing the cutback lane. Just very aggressive pursuing to the football and good tackling in that secondary by the Titans.
Alteron Werner, Babineau were there. 3rd down and 8. They have found themselves in this situation a lot today. Newton knocked away by Babineau. Great coverage on the tight end Olsen. Another 3 and out. The 4th 3 and out in 5 possessions. The other one was a red zone fumble.
You're playing in the underneath coverage. You've got to hug up to these tight ends, both Olsen, as Babineau does there. Look at him keeping the left hand off the back of the intended receiver. So good anticipation by Babineau. You got to know where Cam Newton wants to go with the ball, with that formation and with the personnel on the field. The tight ends over the middle of the field was his primary target.
Babineau has led him in tackles the last 4 games. Baker again. Mariani about the 17-yard line. Look at him weave his way. And there goes another flag thrown on the play. We've seen a lot of them so far in this game. The tackle right there was made by the special teamer for the Carolina Panthers, Jamel Hines. And again, Walt Coleman.
Holding during the return, 25 of the return team. 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
That's Anthony Smith. Look at Steve Smith, the proud veteran of the Panthers. They're down 17-0 to Tennessee. Here we go, 1st down and 10 after the 3rd consecutive 3 and out for the Carolina offense. And see what this Tennessee offense has done. Here's Johnson with a block coming up on that tackle position from Dave Stewart. Gain of 5. And he's up to the 23-yard line for the Tennessee Titans and brought down on the play by Omar Gaither.
There, prior to that play, you had perfect balance for the Titans offense. 8 run plays, 8 pass plays. That was the 9th run dialed up by their coordinator, Chris Palmer. Again, trying to figure out how to get Chris Johnson going. I think he's got to get significant touches and the production will come.
2nd down and 5. Johnson again up the middle. Picks up 4 in the play. Connor was there along with Eric Norwood to the 27.
Yeah, 9 carries, 20 yards rushing so far on the day by Chris Johnson. There you can see the run, barely making it back to the line of scrimmage, but yet in the passing game, he's been able to get open, been able to create some big plays, and still got to make the unblocked defender miss. So you can still see getting in sync with this offense as you take a look at his numbers on the day, rushing and catching the football.
It's 3rd down and 1. Johnson with the block. Knocked down. Hardy was right in the grill of the quarterback, Hasselbeck. Nice play by Greg Hardy, who's from Millington, Tennessee. They got a punt.
Well, Hardy wrecked this play all by himself. Watch 79. Watch he take on Chris Johnson. Then Hasselbeck wants to throw it to Johnson, but Hardy tips it. So he stopped Johnson from releasing from the backfield by slamming into him, and then he bats the ball down when Matt Hasselbeck wants to throw the ball to Chris Johnson.
Edwards is back about the 25-yard line and getting the punt here from Brett Kern. Cincinnati last week almost 46 yards per punt. What was a very disappointing loss for the Titans, who led that game and looked like they had command of the game. And that'll go out of bounds. Edwards watches it go away.
Kevin, let's take a look at some of the best performances by rookie quarterbacks in NFL history. Remember Fran Tarkenton in 1961? His rookie debut with the Vikings was stellar. Dan Marino in '83, first rookie quarterback to lead the conference in passing. Bob Waterfield in 1945 with the Rams was a league MVP. And then Greg Cook in 1969 was Bill Walsh's first West Coast quarterback for the Bengals. And Cam Newton, he's putting up numbers unlike any rookie quarterback has done, particularly in their first 8 games of their career. Already 7 rushing touchdowns this season. That ties an NFL record set by Vince Young.
familiar name to our Tennessee watchers. Here's a first down and 10 from the 24. Jonathan Stewart. Got by Klug, but not by Jarrell Casey. Klug is a rookie. Casey is a rookie. Loss of 5 on the play to the 18.
And to tell you right now, we talk about Cam Newton. Camelot resides here with the Carolina Panthers. If you take a look at the 2,300 passing yards, most all-time by a quarterback, first 8 games. We talked about the 7 rushing touchdowns. His 2 400-yard passing game is the best start in his first 2 games in NFL history. And he continues to just put up these big numbers. But now he'll tell you he's got to learn how to win football games.
Second down and 15. Newton looking for his tight end. That whistles over the head of Olsen. Alteron Werner was there. Griffin was there. Babineau in the vicinity. All kinds of players for the Tennessee Titans. 3rd and 15 now coming up for Newton.
And you can see he's a little frustrated right now. There's Rob Chizinski, the offense coordinator, came over from San Diego, had been a coordinator in Cleveland when they were 10-6. And it's a vertical passing attack. It's the same offense that North Turner runs there in San Diego. That's where Ron Rivera came over, where he was the defensive coordinator with San Diego. Wanted that same passing attack here in Carolina.
6 defensive backs on 3rd and 15 for Newton. He's chasing. Looking for Olsen. He may have heard footsteps, and there go flags all over the field. Griffin was over there as well. William Hayes out of Winston-Salem State, playing back in his home area, of course, was the man pursuing Cam Newton across the way.
He was breathing down the back of Cam Newton.
Yes, he was.
Illegal touching. Number 88 of the offense went out of bounds and was the first to touch the ball. Penalties declined. 4th down.
They got a punt again. Another 3 and out.
They're saying Greg Olsen had stepped out of bounds of his own volition. He wasn't forced out, but he stepped out of bounds, and he was the first one to touch the pass. So he, at that point, when you step out of bounds voluntarily, you become an illegal receiver.
We're talking about the number 5 offense in the NFL. They have had 4 straight 3 and outs. Bad punt by Baker off the side of his foot. Mariani on a bounce. Good coverage on the play. Terrific coverage on the part of Jason Williams. He's playing with a calf strain. Loss of 3, 41-yard punt. Well, Tuesday at Comp, who remembers everything, will turn to her family to solve a mystery you'll never forget. Mary Lou Henner will guest star on TV's #1 news show with Poppy Montgomery. Unforgettable Tuesday only on CBS. The number 5 offense, 6 possessions, 5 3 and outs for Carolina, and they fumbled the last time in the red zone.
Well, they're struggling, but the Titans defense is playing very well.
True. It's down and 10 here. Blocked by Hall, the pressure, and he gets it off to Chris Johnson, who tries to cut, and then down he goes on a gain of 8, catch and run of 8 to the 46.
This is just not good running by Chris Johnson. I'm going to tell you why. Because he slips. He tries to make a cut, but he's 1 yard shy of the first down marker. Just go. Put your head down and just get going vertical, and you'll create a first down. Instead, they're going to be, 2nd and 2, because he doesn't fall going forward. He tries to make a cut and slip. So you just have to know where you're at on the football field, be more aware of what you need to accomplish.
But it was almost a sack. He was lucky to get that ball away. 2nd down and 2. Johnson pedals his way for the first down around his ankles. He finds James Anderson. Gain of 6 for Chris Johnson to the 48-yard line and a first down.
And I think that what that tells you is that Chris Johnson, sometimes he's pressing. He wants to give the fans in Nashville big plays, but I think you've got to be aware of the situation. If you're that close to the first down marker, then you've got to go ahead and get that 1 yard as opposed to looking to hit the home run for a 50-yard.
It's down to 10. Chris Johnson taken just a bit and then brought down the play by Andre Neblett. It's a gain of 3 down to the 45-yard line. Also on that pile was the linebacker.
Holding, number 86, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Omar Gaither was on that. That's Daniel Graham who picks up that penalty, the tight end for the Tennessee Titans.
He's got to be smarter than that. This is what takes the offense off schedule. And Mike Munchak talked about why they have not been able to get Chris Johnson those 30 touches a game that he talked about, because they'll have a penalty, they'll have something go wrong that takes the offense off schedule. And now facing 1st and 20 makes it difficult to run the football.
Javon Ringer has come in 1st and 20 from the 42. Oh, it was kicked off by then dropped. Dropped by Greg Hardy. And the ensuing shoving after the play. Hardy had it right in his hands.
Hardy has this one in his hands. We saw Anderson had one in his hands earlier.
Yes.
It's just a good play by Hardy. Take a look. He's right here. Now look at that. He senses it. He knows he wanted to throw the ball to Javon Ringer. Just wasn't able to make the catch. But just real smart awareness by Hardy.
Almost got it on the bounce.
He dropped it a second time off the bounce.
Hasselbeck has not thrown an interception since the Houston game a couple of weeks ago. 2nd down and 20.
Here you go.
On the fly, Nate Washington brought down on the play by Darius Butler. It's a catch and run for a 1st down. 12-yard pickup. Oh, I'm sorry. They're shy of the 1st down, but to the 46.
Yeah, you'll see him coming across the screen, left to right. Just a good time and a good throw to Washington, who did miss practice all week long. One had to wonder about the precision in the route running with that hip injury. When you miss practice, makes it really tough to play at a very high level.
I apologize. I was looking at the wrong stick. Now it is 3rd and 8 after that 12-yard catch and run. Ringer remains on the 43-yard line of Carolina. 47-yard line of the Panthers. And here's a big throw down the middle. It is incomplete at the 30-yard line.
Well, they're bringing pressure from just about everywhere.
They're after Hasselbeck now.
is hurting. Look at Martin coming off the corner. He's unblocked. And they just sandwich him. He and Hardy make contact with the quarterback. He's got to get rid of that ball much sooner than he wanted. It was nearly intercepted, so the protection's not holding up, and Hasselbeck has taken a licking.
Ron Rivera has had some exposure to what they did in Philadelphia with the late, great Jim Johnson, the defensive coordinator for the Eagles.
And you can see they're dialing up all kinds of pressure to try to knock Hasselbeck off his rhythm.
Kern the punt. And Edwards circling under it with the fair catch at the 12-yard line. 34-yard well-placed punt. They'll begin at the 12. Thursday on CBS, a Cold War spy returns for revenge. Don't miss the new hit drama Person of Interest. Thursday, right here on CBS. So Cam Newton will get it for a 7th time. They've had 5 3-and-outs, 4 in a row. And one of those early possessions, a fumble in the red zone by their tight end Olsen.
And this offense, we told you, they'd come in with the most explosive plays of any offense in the National Football League. They got loads of weapons at the running back position with Stewart and both Williams, 2 really good tight ends and receivers who are capable of making plays.
Angelo Williams in the backfield, 1st and 10 for Cam. Iftally moves up on the fly. And a little slide to about the 21-yard line. That'll be close to a 1st down. 9-yard run there by Cam Newton.
You can see Cam Newton's not happy. He's been under pressure all day, Kevin, where he's been hit, hurried, and harassed. Will Weatherspoon getting the sack there, 1 of 2 on the day by the Tennessee Titans defense. And he's been forced to run for his life. Even when he's gotten rid of it, he's gone down and gone down hard. And this is the most recent play where he had to get out of there and bail early running the football. Little protection for the quarterback would help.
Bad spot that time, and they give him a 1st down, though. 1st and 10 with a couple of tight ends. Outside to Smith. Coverage on the play by Jason McCourty, who had his hands full last week as he was going up against Bengal wide receiver A.J. Green. That's a gain of 2. They'll be at the 24.
There you see Cam Newton sacked twice, hurried 4 times, and knocked down another 3 times. He's getting his jersey dirty. More so than he did at Auburn.
Just think of the expectations that come with being a #1 overall pick, and obviously the cornerstone as his franchise begins to rebuild.
And even with that, he's already exceeded expectations.
Sure.
But now the expectation goes from producing as a quarterback to producing wins as a quarterback.
Oh, he fumbled the snap on 2nd down and 8 and jumps on it. Loses a couple on the play. So now it'll be 3rd down in a bunch.
And you might say no harm, no foul. He doesn't take the ball cleanly from center, but you lose a down. And this gets you off schedule as well. So now they're forced to play 3rd and long, 3rd and 9 to be exact. And it's not where you want to be. And there's Mike Shula, the quarterback coach, who's done a really good job, I think, grooming Cam Newton through the first 8 games of his career.
Mike, a quarterback himself at the University of Alabama. 3rd down and 9, and this is the number 30 3rd down defense in the NFL of Tennessee. Newton on the fly. Chased by Jones. Nice open field tackle made by Jason McCourty. Gain of 7 on 3rd and 9. They got a punt again. 5th consecutive punt coming up for this Carolina offense.
Well, Cam Newton's doing everything he can to try to stay on the field. They're not able to do it. And this is the second great open field tackle by McCourty. We saw him have a really good tackle in the open field on Steve Smith on the wide receiver screen, and to come up and tackle the 6'5", 245-pound Cam Newton like that in the open field, it hurt for McCourty. You know that.
Yeah, off the charts in terms of courage and bravery, huh? Man, oh man, here comes Baker to punt. Mariani, who returned to punt 79 yards for a touchdown earlier in the game. Good hang time there to the 17-yard line. Captain Munnerlyn brings him down. Flag at the 20. 4-yard return, 53-yard Jason Baker punt. After a couple of duds earlier in the game. Boy, Walt Coleman's crew has been busy today.
During the return, holding, number 37 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal, 1st down.
That's rookie Tommy Campbell.
Offense off to a slow start today, but Cam Newton's gotten off to a fast and productive start for the 8 games of his career. Look what it compares to in terms of passing yards and passing touchdowns. Next to Brett Favre, Dan Marino, Peyton Manning. Those are some great ones. But 8 games does not a career make, but certainly headed on the right trajectory in terms of where you want to be and how you want to launch your NFL career.
They had a high draft pick in Tennessee, too, a lottery pick, so to speak, in Jake Locker. They have chosen to go after a veteran quarterback in Tennessee as opposed to going with the rookie Locker. A lot of teams starting rookies at quarterback in the NFL.
Yeah, I'm sure they're starting to think about it, but they're happy with what Matt Hasselbeck has brought to the table.
And should be. Here's Ringer. Boy, he read that well. Look at him slither out to about the 20-yard line, and Munnerlyn is there. Anderson is there. Anderson leads the Carolina defense in tackles. It is a pickup of 9 to the 20. This will take us down to the 2-minute warning unless they can squeeze one out here. 2nd down and 1 yard to go, and they get it off. And nobody home. Looking for Damian Williams, who caught a touchdown pass earlier in the game. It'll be 3rd down when we come back in what has been a Tennessee Titan dominant first half. Late to the punch out for the commercial. We punch right now here on CBS. 2-minute warning. 3rd down and 1 now for the Titans, and here comes Ringer. Runs into his own blocker, then drilled by Charles Godfrey. Comes up. They've thrown him for a little bit of a loss on the play. They're back inside the 20. And they got a punt right now. Coming up, the Sprint halftime report from our CBS studios in New York. James Brown will orchestrate that. We've got scores, news, and highlights coming up. That's up next on the Sprint halftime report. That's a timeout taken right there by Carolina, stopping the clock. You know, the Tennessee Titans, as Kern gets ready to punt this away, the Tennessee Titans have been very good at the end of halves, especially the first half. 5 touchdowns in 8 games in the last, minute or so of first halves this year.
I think that goes back to, Mike Munchak. He's working with a veteran quarterback, and Matt Hasselbeck, who told us that his former coach, Mike Holmgren, told him that the quarterback position is to be played as an artist, not a blacksmith. I think when you have a quarterback who can manage games, set up defenses, you tend to get high productivity at the end of half.
Punt by Kern. Edwards. Oh, great coverage on the play, and it was turned in by Anthony Smith, the ex-Steeler, the ex-Green Bay Packer. 49-yard punt and some terrific Titan special teams.
This is how you play special teams. Don't break down. Shoot your gun and go right through your target, and you can make a play. I think he was impressed with the play himself.
You like playing special teams. You've told me before in the NFL.
We did. We loved it. I think you had to have a special mindset to go out and play special teams. Our colleague Steve Tasker will tell you that.
He should be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame because of his special teams play.
One of the best.
Carolina's got a couple timeouts. They're at their own 30-yard line. Here's Cam Newton, first down and 10. They come around Hayes. Jonathan Stewart, Finnegan, along with Colin McCarthy, make the stop. Gain of 5 out to the 35-yard line.
Let's see if Cam Newton can get something going before the half. This is how you get your football team started. He said everyone looks to him to steer them in the right direction.
Second down and 5 again. Stewart fumbles around with the ball. Carl Klug is over there, loss of a yard.
Klug's able to make the play because Stewart double clutch the ball. You catch it cleanly, then you can catch and run.
I like these young kids on this Tennessee line. Carl Klug, rookie Iowa. Jarrell Casey, rookie USC. Third down and 6, and they blow that dead. Looked like a false start.
False start, number 77, offense. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
Well, this is the 4th time today now that Cam Newton in this offense is going to find themselves in 3rd and 10 or longer. They got 3rd and 11, and our friend Byron Bell, rookie free agent out of New Mexico.
One thing they worked on in the offseason was cutting down on penalties.
Right.
Already have 5 so far in the first half. Remember, they come into today's game with the 2nd most penalties of any team in the National Football League.
Third down and about 11 to go. Heisman Trophy winner out of Auburn, Cam Newton. Tight end Olsen is there. Babineau makes the stop. They get the first down as he corkscrews his way for 13 to the 40-yard line. Timeout taken. Mark him at the 42. 33 seconds in the half. Panthers just burned their second timeout. Here they go, 42-yard line, first down and 10. They've had 5 consecutive punts leading to this possession. That was deflected. And I think it was deflected by Akeem Ayers on that linebacking core for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, there was a total collapse of the pocket around Cam Newton. Look at the pressure. Chris Hope coming in, penetrating, and there you see Ayers, number 56, getting the tip. Well, the rookie's making his presence felt in this game. He's getting some pressure.
You met him last night. Good kid.
A really good kid. And what he talked about, he says, hey, we have to keep Cam Newton in the pocket. We have more control of him when he's in the pocket than when he gets out of the pocket.
6 defensive backs, second down and 10. Blocked by Stewart. Here comes Cam Newton, chased by Jason Jones. On the fly. This is what he does so well. Oh, they're making a miss to the 32, wheeling his way downfield for 26 yards. That is a career-long run. The electrifying Cam Newton, 14 seconds. Timeout.
With seconds remaining in the first half here at Bank of America Stadium, take a look at the run by Cam Newton. And he sets sail. No place to go with it, throwing it. And we said he's as good as any, both throwing and running. Refuses to go out of bounds. And he picks up a 26-yard gain on the play, his longest run of the season.
All the way to the 32-yard line, first down and 10, no timeouts. And that is over the head and incomplete. Looking for the tight end Olsen, and the coverage on the play by Alteron Werner at about the 25.
Now with 9 seconds left to go, you may get one shot to get it into the end zone. Doesn't appear they're going to try to attempt a field goal, so I think you got to take a shot. Remember, this is a vertical attacking offense that Ron Rivera loves, and he brought over from San Diego with his coordinator, Rob Chaszynski. So you think they might want to take a shot at the end zone. They usually attack the seams with either Steve Smith or one of the tight ends.
Angelo Williams is in again, second down and 10. Oh, dropped by Olsen. Coverage in the play by Finnegan and Alteron Werner at about the 15-yard line of the Tennessee Titans.
All right, Olsen struggled here in the first half. He fumbled on their second possession of the game inside the red zone. Great throw from Newton. And look at that. Right in the bread basket. He drops it, it would have set up a potential field goal. They're going to come out and attempt one, but that one would have been a no-brainer.
And Olsen and Shockey have been terrific. In fact, Olsen has got the second most receiving yards on this team. Here is Olindo Mare. They cut John Casey. They signed the free agent Mare, 4-year, $12 million contract. 50-yard try right here with a little breeze in his face. And he misses again. He's missed about as much as any field goal kicker this year in the NFL. His fourth miss. They come out, flags and shoving and some extra pushing after the play. Griffin is in there. Wharton is in there for Tennessee and Carolina respectively. The flags are on the field after the missed field goal of 50 yards.
What did Ron Rivera tell us? He said, we have to be smart, but we can't take anything off anyone. He wants a tough football team, but he certainly wants them to avoid the personal foul penalties they've been pulling the first half.
After the play was over, personal foul, number 94 of the receiving team. That 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the second half kickoff. That's the end of the first half.
That was on Derek Marks. So Mare misses from 50. And that will conclude our first half. A punt return touchdown, a 43-yard touchdown pass, and a 38-yard field goal. 17-0 Titans at halftime. Football here are some of the numbers in Charlotte so far.
Yeah, you take a look at the time of possession where it's been very good for the Carolina Panthers, but not a whole lot to show for it. And where the Panthers have struggled the most is on third down, where they're 1 of 7 on third down for the game. You're the Tennessee Titans, boy, you got to be happy with what they're doing so far. Onside kick to start the game in the second half.
McGrath is the one to get it, who played up front for Tennessee. Good-looking catch by the linebacker with plenty of starts a season ago to the 38, and good beginning field position for Matt Hasselbeck.
And the Panthers are trying to steal a possession here. But this isn't a real good kick. It doesn't even go 10 yards by Olindo Mare. And Mare did not execute on the field goal attempt at the end of the first half, and then a poor onside kick to start the second half.
Carolina Panthers as an organization have not pulled off a successful onside kick since 1998. Chris Johnson on 1st and 10. There's a little bit of a block. Knocked out of bounds across the way by Sherrod Martin. First season as a full-time starter in the secondary, and a gain of 9 to the 47.
Well, the Panthers failed to set the edge. That time, Johnson was able to produce a nice run, his longest of the day, after he breaks containment. And watch him come around the end here. Gets outside of James Anderson. See, once you break contain, you can see that ankle bothering Anderson. He tweaked his ankle in practice on Thursday and to be carted off, so you can see him bothered there.
Second down, short 2. Lead block by Amano. That's a first down run by Chris Johnson. Anderson over there, gain of about 4 on the play. As Anderson's all over the place. Out of Virginia Tech, a third-round pick 6 years ago.
He has to stay in the game. He comes out of the game, they only have 4 linebackers.
Yes.
He's the veteran of the bunch, and even though he's less than 100%, I think this is a gutsy performance, the fact that he's even playing.
Tennessee has punted the last 4 times they've had the ball. Back in the first half. First down and 10 here from the 49-yard line of Carolina. Johnson, found the hole that time. I saw the burst right there. Tackled on the play by rookie Terrell McClain. Pickup of 6. He read it well.
Yeah, he did read it well, and it's about attacking the hole. See, after you attack the hole here, you have to be able to understand. This is that inside zone stretch. See him there? There is the hole right there. He was able to see it, sense it, feel it, and hit it.
Sounds like a song. Sense it, feel it, hit it.
And hit it.
Second down and 4. It's a song right now going through his head as he tries to work it across the way. Connor was right there. Charles Johnson there, a loss of a yard. Back to about the 44.
And already he has 14 carries, Chris Johnson does, in the game. He had 14 in the entire game last week against the Cincinnati Bengals. Only touched it 5 times in the second half of the game. The production did not come, so He's about halfway there. I know he's taking a knee, getting some water, but they're going to need more out of you, CJ.
Ringer is in, 3rd down and 5. 6 defensive backs. Johnson was right there. Here comes Hardy. There goes Hasselbeck. Into the dirt, incomplete. Looking for his tight end, Jared Cook. They got to punt the ball.
He's a 13-year veteran of the National Football League, Matt Hasselbeck. But watch him ward off defenders. They're just flooding in on him. And he's still using what mobility he has to escape pressure, get rid of the football, and avoid the sack.
Well, both offenses here have slowed just a bit. This will be the 5th consecutive punt coming up for the Titans. Brett Kern will be booting it. Edwards back inside the 10. A lot of guys will put that with nose down to hit their foot, get that rugby spin, not Kern that time.
Yeah, got to have some backspin on it.
17-0 Tennessee here in the 3rd. Someone like Cam Newton having the kind of start he's had, I'm sure managing expectations for the team and for the fan base is a big part of what Ron Rivera's got in front of him.
Oh, it's a lot to handle for a young rookie quarterback, but so far so good. He's handled it well. Now he's got to start winning games during the second half of the season.
First possession of the second half, and here is a big-time run into the secondary by D'Angelo Williams. Wheeling his way to the 41, 21-yard burst and a first down.
Rob Chazinski, the offense coordinator for Carolina, has done the best job of adjusting his offense to begin the second half, where they scored a touchdown on the first possession of the second half in each of their last 4 ball games, the best in the NFL. There's Chud right there, so look for them. If they're going to get it going, this is the time they usually start being productive on offense.
And first down and 10. Smith, one-handed grab. Alteron, make it to Jason McCourty. And Finnegan were out there on a gain of 2.
Well, his offense was scoreless in the first half, but they had some opportunities. You can see the drop ball by Stewart. It was well blocked. He dropped the ball. And there's a drop by Greg Olsen, normally sure-handed. But earlier in that first quarter, he fumbled inside the red zone where they were knocking on the door trying to score some points. So Ron Rivera, I'm sure, told his team at halftime, hey, we're beating ourselves right now. Cut out the penalties, cut out the mistakes, and see how good we can play.
Now Cam Newton faces 2nd down and 8. Here comes Finnegan and gets a sack. Fumble on the play and maybe picked up by Case, and they mark him down at the 28-yard line. 3rd sack today of Carolina quarterback Cam Newton.
The feisty Cortland Finnegan. Take a look at him coming right here. Oh, there he is from the other side. And then Cam was able to reverse out of it. Look at him coming in and is able to just cut off that angle. Enough speed to haul down Cam Newton.
Loss of 14 all the way back to the 29-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 22. Stewart is coming. Simpson, the secondary for the Tennessee Titans. Winding up, Steve Smith. Got by Alteron Vernon. Out of bounds at about the 41, 13-yard pickup, 9 yards shy of the first. They got to punt the ball.
And once again, the offense failed to get it going where it looked like they were going to have a productive drive to start the second half. The sack sets them back, as you can see, the first down marker in the sights of Steve Smith, but he's not able to get there.
Baker will punt. Mariani, who had the 79-yard punt return back in the early stages of the game. It's back inside the 15-yard line. No rush this time, and that will give him some time to get this baby downfield from the 10. Mariani. Hang time of 4.69. Connor was down there, and there goes a flag. They were going at his head. 49-yard punt, 7-yard return. This could be the 3rd penalty on the special teams. Let's see.
Now, was he going at his head, or did he slip and fall down? I mean, it's both, but he lowered the target line. And that's one of those deals where if he slips and he's falling and you're going in to make a tackle, then, yeah, there's a chance you could hit him in the head. Certainly not intentional.
During the return, little block in the back, number 25 of the return team. half the distance to the goal, first down.
That's on Anthony Smith, and you called it correctly.
There you go. Not on Connor.
Connor with the boot. There's the return by Mariani. 9:40 to play in the third. Gives out the punt, 4 plays punt by the Carolina Panthers, and now to the 8-yard line. First down and 10 for Hasselbeck. He's thrown a touchdown pass, but he's completed only 2 of his last 10 passes. First and 10. Damian Williams on the catch at the 19-yard line. Brought down on the play by linebacker Omar Gaither. It's a pickup of 11 and a first down. Well, for more than 30 years, it has been must-see television. In terms of pro football, unscripted, unrehearsed, and unpredictable. Join the best team in football inside the NFL. Wednesdays on Showtime. It's down and 10 from the 19-yard line. Chris Johnson and Hall in the eye. Seen a bit. Brought down on the play by Gottfried in the secondary on a gain of 3, and he'll swerve to the 22.
I think you can see on that play by Chris Johnson, it was good read, good anticipation, his ability to cut back and slither through for a few extra yards. It shows you that he's getting a better feel for the running game. There are times when the field is good, sometimes when it's not. Mike Munchak said, we're tired of talking about our last-ranked rushing attack, and it's time to do something about it.
Second down and 7. Hit and brought down. Back at the 13-yard line with the sack right there. Neblick, first sack right there. First sack of the season for him.
How about Neblick? They need someone else to get some sacks. You can see the interior pressure. He's just working. He's just continuing to work against Amano. Able to get some pressure in the face of the quarterback and working on the center.
That's going to push the Tennessee Titans now to a 3rd and 15. 6 defensive backs out there right now for the Carolina Panthers. They need the 29. Batted down. Loose ball. I'm not sure if Terrell McClain got a hand on it. Hardy was there. Flag is thrown. Back at the 4. There's Charles Johnson, whose effort hasn't let up after signing that contract extension.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 95 defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Boy, they had forced a punting situation. That is a very costly penalty.
Very costly because it occurred after the play was over. Take a look at number 95. See, the play is over, and now he's still punching around with Stewart. Now, there you go. The unforced error, the things that Ron Rivera spent the entire bye week talking to his team about. You can see he's really unhappy. Ron Rivera is not happy.
So instead of punting, here's the 1st and 10. Johnson blocked by Jake Scott. Tackled across the way. Godfrey gets a handle on him. It's a gain of 4, and he's up to the 33.
Carolina Panthers are a young team, but Charles Johnson, the 5th-year veteran out of Georgia, he knows better. And it's the other 10 guys in the huddle, Kevin, that you have to think about. You can't just think about yourself in a moment like that because now they're out on the field still sweating it out, still playing, while he's standing on the sideline.
Titans, who began this season 3-1, as you take a look at Johnson. And still out of there right now. Fua is taking his place. 3-1 start for Tennessee, now 4-4 from the 34. Second down and 6. Here's Johnson. Anderson couldn't squirm away that time to the 34. Picks up a yard as we pick up New York and James Brown.
Cincy has nibbled away, Dan. Oh, yes, they have. The young quarterback, Andy Dalton, play action to Jermaine Grisham, 1-yard touchdown, tying the game at 17 in Cincinnati. Andy Dalton's 2nd touchdown pass on the day. Bengals were down 14-0. Let's take it back to Kevin Harlan and Solomon Wilcots.
That Gresham is an emerging star in the AFC as a tight end.
The Bengals have an offense, I think, full of potential stars.
Here is a 3rd down and 4. Intercepted. It's picked off on the play by Gamble. That's the break the Carolina Panthers have been hoping for.
Oh, Hasselbeck, he wishes he had it back because he's trying to get the ball out to his wide receiver, Donnie Avery, as you take a look at it at the top of your screen here. There you see it right here at the top. There's Avery. Now let's see. See, he doesn't fight for the ball. He drifts on his route, and then he doesn't come back. And look at Gamble. He's got vision in on the quarterback. He's able to pick it off because he sees the ball coming out of the hand of the quarterback, beating Avery, the intended receiver, to the football.
My guess is Avery turned the wrong way, and Hasselbeck was right. And Avery turned the other way. That would have been caught. Avery was signed after the injury to Kenny Britt. First interception in his last 93 pass attempts. Here's a 1st and 10 with Cam Newton. Good time. Down he goes. Sacked for a 4th time. Back at the 27. On him right there, send Derek Marks along with William Hayes.
Coming from the outside. Hayes coming from the outside. He just keeps working. Look at Hayes. Look at Marks. Both of them. They have a meeting at the quarterback in the backfield, the Carolina Panthers.
So now the ball's at the 26-yard line with the sack. It'll be 2nd down and 17 yards to go. Five defensive backs. Gross with the block. Screenplay. Morton with the block. It's Jonathan Stewart as he snakes his way to about the 14-yard line and finds running room for 12 on the play for the Carolina Panthers, brought down by the 2-time Pro Bowler Griffin.
Yeah, if you're the Carolina Panthers, got to take advantage of this red zone possession. Just flip the ball out to Stewart. Now let's see him weave and work his way closer to that goal line. 3rd down play just inside the 15. Remember, this is where they can spread you out. The tight ends are so good at winning the matchup advantage. There goes Jeremy Shockey. See if they can win for their young quarterback.
This time they're going to be both on the left side. Top of the screen, 3rd and 5. He needs the 9. He gets the 11. And chasing him down was Jason Jones on a gain of 3. Got to go for it, right?
Yeah, I think you do. What did Mike Munchak tell us about? Yeah, I mean, it looks like Lindo Mars coming on. Everyone here at Bank of America Stadium not happy. And he said Steve McNair, when he was young with the Titans, he would take one look and take off and run. Vince Young was a guy he wouldn't run because he wanted to prove to everybody he could throw it. He said that Cam Newton does a really good job of deciding when to do both.
Monte missed a 50-yarder just before halftime. He'll try one here from 29 yards away, and this one is good. 4:09 to play. They cash in on the interception by Gamble. 17-3 late in the 3rd. Well, if you're Carolina, you got to start someplace, and they just did right there. After the Gamble interception, they get the 29-yard field goal.
Yeah, they go for the field goal. They, I'm sure, like to get more out of it, but a couple of red zone possessions, they still yet to score a touchdown.
Ariani is deep back, near the middle of the pack in terms of kickoff returns this season. That's out of the end zone. Lindo Mare, one of the best long kickers off the tee in the NFL on kickoffs. Here comes Hasselbeck after the interception. Carolina Panthers just got a 29-yard field goal from Lindo Mare, and now at the 20-yard line on the touchback. 1st down and 10 yards to go for Hasselbeck and Chris Johnson. Nice block there by Ahmad Hall, and he's out to the 27-yard line, brought down by Captain Munnerlyn on the play in the secondary. It's a gain of about 7 to 8 yards.
And we see the offensive line of the Tennessee Titans getting Chris Johnson to the 2nd level of the defense. 58 yards rushing by Chris Johnson, 51 by the quarterback Cam Newton. I will tell you this, the 51 is much easier to come by when you're the quarterback.
Yes.
You can take off and start doing some things when you have that kind of speed.
2nd down and 2. This opens up the playbook. 2nd short, little sidearm job over here. It's grabbed by Chris Johnson, run out of bounds by Gaither. Catch and run of 5 to the 33-yard line, 1st down.
This is Matt Hasselbeck being an artist, not a blacksmith. See the little side throw? Just to give the runner a catch or a pass that they can haul in. Make it easy for them. I've seen some quarterbacks get that close to a running back and just they'll hose one in there. They'll just throw it so hard, make it an impossible catch.
It's 1st and 10. Flag. Chris Johnson down by Charles Johnson, and he was brought down from behind by James Anderson at a loss of 3. He gets back to the 30-yard line. Let's see what that flag is all about. It's thrown early. As we are late in the third here in Charlotte.
Offside, 76 defense lined up in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
First-year starter Greg Hardy out of Mississippi tonight on 60 Minutes. Congressional approval ratings are at an all-time low and are likely to sink further when Americans hear what 60 Minutes has uncovered. That's tonight, only on CBS. It'll be 1st and 5 from the 37. Also back with the touchdown and a pick. Punt return touchdown by Mariani. 4 Newton sacks today for the team. 1st and 5. Oh, he's got Damian Williams. And a great reception at the 25. He was working on Munnerlyn and on Sherrod Martin. A strike of 40 yards and a first down.
Yeah, he's working on Martin. It's just a wonderful throw from Matt Hasselbeck. It was just phenomenal. Putting it out in front where only his guy can get it. Let's go ahead and take a look at it at the bottom of the screen. And watch how he throws it over the top of the defense, where the safety or the corner cannot get there in time.
Here's Ringer on 1st down and 10. We mentioned earlier that Avery was signed to the roster when Britt went out, but the guy taking his place is Damian Williams, who has been a starter since week 4. He's caught a touchdown pass today of 43 yards, grabbed a 40-yard touchdown pass right there as Dan Connor is down for the Carolina Panthers, and we have an injury timeout with 2:18 to play in the third. Dan Connor is out, and they brought in Antoine Applewhite to take his place. Here's a 2nd and 9. And not a lot of roaming room right there for Chris Johnson, held up on the play by Thomas Kaiser, signed off the practice squad earlier this week, losing 3 on the play back to the 25. There's Applewhite, who was in San Diego with Ron Rivera.
Yeah, he was an outside linebacker in that 3-4 scheme that they ran out in San Diego. He's listed as a defensive end here. You look at it. 6'3", 260-something plus pounds. He's a big guy, but he's going to play outside linebacker here in this defense.
It's 3rd down and 12 from the 25. And they've got the reception. It was made by Williams, who was tackled by Martin, shy of the first, a pickup of 7. They get as far as the 18. And Carolina holds him now to just a 3-point try.
With so many of the other wide receivers banged up, Nate Washington dealing with a hip. Jared Cook's got a knee. And Lavelle Hawkins a dislocated finger. It's Damian Williams, who needed to make some big plays for his quarterback, Matt Hasselbeck, and boy has he. Scored a touchdown earlier in the game, and then the big play on this drive.
Again in Arkansas did Williams, transferred to USC. Here is a 36-yard try by Baronis. 11 consecutive field goals made. Another high snap, but perfect right down the middle of Main Street. So Baronis comes up with 3 more, and the Titans back to a 17-point lead. We've seen a couple of field goals by Baronis, 38 and 36 yards. Touchdown pass by Hasselbeck. Punt return of 79 yards by Mariani, which gives us the 20-3 lead over Carolina. And we don't want to forget about the 4 sacks of Cam Newton by that Tennessee D.
Only 99-yard passing right now for Cam Newton. They came into today's game with the 5th rated passing attack, averaging 285 passing yards a game. So you got to give a lot of credit to this Tennessee Titans defense, and Matt Hasselbeck doing a wonderful job of managing his team.
Gamble had picked off Hasselbeck earlier, and that was only the 5th interception by this Carolina defense all season long. Polaris is deep back inside the goal line for Carolina. Kealoha leaves it in the end zone. Another touch back to the 20-yard line, so a 1st and 10.
Cam Newton, we talked about him being under pressure and this offense not being able to take flight with their rookie quarterback, and that's because of the pressure provided by the Tennessee Titans defense. Will Weatherspoon getting to the quarterback, and so is Jones, and then Cortland Finnegan. So they dialed up a number of blitzes. They kept him pinned in the pocket. They entrapped him, and then they're able to tackle the big quarterback when they get to him. He's got nowhere to go with the football, and you can see he's been hit, hurried, and harassed, and sacked 4 times on the day.
He was sacked 17 times the season's first 8 games. 1st and 10. Nene right in front of Finnegan. Out of bounds on a gain of 5 to the 25-yard line for Carolina. Finnegan has his first sack of the season. We just saw the replay of that a minute ago.
You can see him dialing up some easy throws, allowing him to get the ball out of his hand quickly on a 3-step drop, anticipating the Titans blitzing their rookie quarterback. Look at the comparison in passing yards today based on their season average.
They're averaging a bunch, 5th most in the NFL. 2nd down and 5 here for Newton. Here comes Jarrell Casey. Here comes McCarthy. That's incomplete. Boy, they have been getting on him today. 3rd and 5 now. McCarthy getting the start today because of the injury to Barrett Ruth.
Just good coverage all the way around. Take a look at it and see what Cam Newton's looking at with the coverage. Okay, you see that? Now, stop it there. There's no one. Go ahead and roll it. There's just no one open, nowhere to go with the football. Just has to throw it away.
On our game today, the two teams are combined 2 of 18 on 3rd down. 3rd and 5 here. 5 in the secondary for the Tennessee Titans. Newton has to get to the 30. Short flag. Klug got a hit on him, as did McCarthy. It is a gain of 3. He makes his way to the 28-yard line. Flag back at the 22. I expected a different game.
Holding, number 67, offense. That penalty's declined. 4th down.
Ryan Khalil, which will end our 3rd quarter. Titans at one time led 17-zip. They've been in control on offense and defense at the end of 3, leading by 17. Welcome back to Charlotte, and coming up on the Subway postgame show from our CBS studios in New York, James Brown, Dan Marino, Shannon Sharp, Boomer Esiason, along with Coach Bill Cowher. Scores, news, and highlights, that's coming up on the Subway postgame show. After 3 plays, punt by Carolina from the 24. 1st down and 10 yards to go for Hasselbeck. Chris Johnson, he's getting a lot of touches today. Wrestled down. Nice defensive play right there by Charles Godfrey out of Iowa. It's a 1-yard gain to the 25.
Well, look at Johnson. He's trying to hit the corner. But watch number 30. Watch Godfrey come up with great ferocity. That is a wicked tackle. That's how you play it, and that's how you shut down the running game, and that's how you keep a running back like Chris Johnson from getting hot.
He makes a lot of tackles.
He's a physical player. Very good player. Very underrated. Not sure a lot of people know about Charles Godfrey playing here with the Carolina Panthers.
It's 2nd down and 9. And here comes Chris Johnson, who's finally in the backfield, finding a gigantic opening. 16-yard run and brought down at the 41-yard line.
Wow, now this is just an awesome play, and watch how it hits. It's just cross blocking, little trap blocking, and look at him hit to the 2nd level. And it's just good reading, good feel. You can tell they've been working on that one. What did Munchak tell us about Chris Johnson? He said this is the hardest that he's seen him work since he's been with the Tennessee Titans. Said he didn't work this hard when he rushed for 2,000 yards 2 years ago.
Ringer is now in. Johnson today, 20 and 73 yards. That's caught in mid-stride by Nate Washington, who's down to the 46-yard line. Hit on the play by Anderson. 13-yard catch and run. 1st down.
Right now, Chris Palmer's dialing up some plays to move the offense. Nice protection for Hasselbeck, and then good throw on the crossing Nate Washington. So we see them mixing in the run and the pass on this drive with great success.
Nate's got 3 catches today for 40 yards. Damian Williams, 4 catches for 101 yards and a touchdown. 1st and 10. Chris Johnson, patient, breaking the tackle of Godfrey. Getting some blocking downfield from Lavelle Hawkins. And then run out of bounds. Munderland and company there. 13-yard run. He had a 16-yard run moments ago. Another 1st down.
Oh, this is just excellent play right here. Now take a look at it, and you'll see it. We'll stop it right there because he'll bounce it all the way back to the outside, and this is just what we call great feel for what you want to do offensively. That's just a real good play, good sense of understanding and great awareness by Chris Johnson.
In the first half against the Bengals last week, he was showing this kind of stuff too. They're hoping he could thread these together on 1st and 10. A low pass, incomplete, as they were looking for Damian Williams. Coverage back there by Sherrod Martin, along with R.J. Stanford.
And this offense is showing great production here in the second half. They had 3 possessions in the fourth quarter of that game last week against Cincinnati, and Chris Palmer's offense wasn't able to put any points on the board. In fact, they were outscored 17-0 in the second half of that ball game. I feel like it was one they allowed to get away.
Second down and 10 from the 33. Javon Ringer. In the middle he goes. Omar Gaither was there with the stop. Neblett got a hand on him too, and a gain of 5. They take it down to the Carolina 28.
Chris Johnson, 21 carries from behind the line of scrimmage. He's caught 4 passes in the game, and right now, if you count that, it's 25 touches. They say they want to get him 30, and you can see he's starting to break off the bigger ones. And that's what they mean when they say with increased opportunities, you'll see his production increase as well.
130 total yards today, on the ground and through the air for him. On the 28-yard line, 3rd down and 5. Lavelle Hawkins, first down. Great block downfield by his tight end Cook, and a flag was thrown on the play as he works his way to the 14-yard line. That's a 15-yard pickup. Darius Butler was there.
Pass interference, number 89. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
Cook got caught.
He wasn't even the intended receiver.
No, but he was
but he was trying to get open nonetheless.
trying to get a block too, and they caught him.
There he is in the slot. See that pushing right there? See, that's sort of setting a pick, and that's where they called it.
Oh, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, initially, his guy had run into him, and so that was just, I think, a heads-up defensive play. Of course, he did clear out for the underneath receiver, Lavelle Hawkins. I think that's one that's too close to call.
With a penalty in tow, 3rd and 15 from the 38. They need the 23. Javon Ringer. James Anderson makes the stop. And it's a gain of 7, but they do get into field goal range. They'll be at the 31-yard line.
There's a huge stop by Anderson, tackle in the open field. See Ringer just checking out late, and Anderson senses it. He closes in early, hugs up to the back right away, immediately once he comes out of the backfield. It's a smart heads-up play by the linebacker.
So here's Rob Baronis. He's kind of associated with this area. Played in the Arena Football League 2 with the Charleston Swamp Foxes. Famous Swamp Foxes. He's back at the 39 on a 49-yard field goal try. He's at 12 in a row. He's at 13 in a row, including 3 straight today. That from 49. Hasselbeck in the offense get 3 more and lead by 20. Pretty fall day here in the Carolinas. Baronis, who just knocked through a 49-yard field goal in addition to his 36-yard field goal and his 38-yarder early in the game. So he's got 3. Biggest Tennessee lead of the game. And Polaris will have that go right on by. Cam Newton is down by 20, 10:40 to play in the fourth quarter. The Carolina Panthers have had it 11 times, 8 punts, 1 field goal, 1 missed field goal, and 1 red zone fumble early in the game. On the touchback after the kickoff, after the 49-yard Tennessee field goal, 1st down and 10 for Cam Newton. And that is caught. Jeremy Shockey brought down by Babineau. 19-yard pickup. First time we've seen Shockey today in that kind of a roll to the 40-yard line.
And what a throw from Cam Newton. Protection holds up. He's been getting hit all day, but still the courage to stand in the pocket and deliver a laser to Jeremy Shockey.
First down and 10 yards to go from the 39 on the 19-yard play moments ago. Nene Davenot is there to bring him down along with Derek Morgan. That is an 11-yard completion and another first down.
One thing that impresses you about Cam Newton, even though today the numbers aren't there in terms of the overall productivity, he's a big quarterback, so he's got a tremendous courage. He will stand in the pocket, not afraid to put himself in harm's way.
And the no-huddle, as you might expect, down by so much. First down and 10. Going deep. Nene. He wanted to go deep, and he goes underneath Nene at the 32-yard line. Little prevent here coming out from Babineau and from Griffin. 18-yard pickup. And that is another first down.
Yeah, they're not preventing much, Kevin. Because look at this. Wide open over the middle of the field is Nene. Catches that ball in front of Griffin.
First and 10 from the 32. Stewart in the backfield. And here's a catch by Smith. Right in front of Altron Verner. 17-yard line. 15-yard pickup. They've gone to Shockey for 19. Nene for 11 and 18. And 15 right there for a first down to Steve Smith.
Yards are coming by the chunks because the Titans secondary members are giving up huge cushions. And Cam Newton's taking advantage of it because no pass rush is present.
17-yard line. First and 10 for Newton. Great time. To drill that inside. Coverage by Griffin. Going for the tight end Olsen.
You talk about riverboat gamblers. Cam Newton, he throws this one in tight coverage, but he believes in his arm. You can see Griffin's there to pry it away from the hands of Jeremy Shockey.
Second down and 10. Five defensive backs, and Newton low, flag down. That's Brandon LaFell. First time we've called his name today, the high pick out of LSU a couple years ago.
Personal foul, grasping the face mask. Number 77, offense. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
Rookie free agent Byron Bell.
Yeah, Byron Bell working on that right side. You can see him right there. There's the grab of the face mask. Working against William Hayes, just putting right to the ground.
So second down and 25 yards to go from the 32. Ron Rivera, who's had defensive coordinator positions with the Chicago Bears, with the San Diego Chargers most recently. High school quarterback. College freshman tight end, second and 25. Let's move up by Cam off of Steve Smith's lunge at about the 18-yard line. Teron Vernon, Griffin were right there.
Steve Smith is saying this ball's thrown too hard.
Too much gas on it.
Too much gas on this one. He's like, please take something off of that one.
Baby,
you see him right there?
Had a contrail on it that was going so fast. Man alive.
Wonder what Dan Marino's in our New York studios thinking about. You know, he could put some heat on it. And I don't know if a wide receiver could say, hey, you threw that one too hard. I'm sure he would say, did it hit you in the hands? That would be his question.
Now third and 25. Nene off of his fingertips and picked up by Hope on the deflection and interception. Chris Hope, who had a fractured forearm, surgery. He's been out for the last month plus, and he picks one off. He's from the area is Chris Hope from Rock Hill, South Carolina, and he throws the ball up into the stands to family.
Now, is this one thrown too hard? Should it not be caught? Well, it's thrown behind him. I think that's the bigger problem. And so Cam Newton not as accurate there, throwing the ball behind Legadou Nene, and so it goes off his hand, it's tipped, and then intercepted. So it lacks accuracy. Had the velocity, lacked the accuracy, off the hands of the intended receiver, and you intercept all tips and overthrows.
This has been a tough one for Cam Newton. 18 of 31 today, a pick, no touchdowns. And they've only been able to muster 3 points against the 4-4 Tennessee Titans. First interception in his last 89 passes for Cam. So Hasselbeck, who threw a pick earlier himself, first down and 10 from the 17-yard line. Hall with the block on the sweep, and this is Chris Johnson. Bruce with the lead block out there. The big man on the line running out there, and finally brought down by Terrell McLean. That's a burst of 25. He's over 100 yards today.
On his 22nd carry of the day, he breaks off the big one. Getting to the edge, look at Michael Roos, 71. The kick out block by Ahmad Hall. And then Roos even further downfield, throwing blocks. Nice run, nice read. Excellent blocking up front for Chris Johnson.
Captain Munnerlyn is down at the 15-yard line, a starter in the secondary for the Carolina Panthers, and we will pause as well. Well, Chris Johnson is going up against the number 27 run defense. Munnerlyn is out, and taking his place is Darius Butler. But the offensive line of the Titans thought they'd have a big day today run blocking for Johnson.
Well, they thought they would. They took pride in it. So we got to get this run game going.
As he overall has 128 yards on the ground. Here's a 1st and 10 run. And getting his rhythm. Boy, he's hit hard that time. Over there with the big rack was Jordan Sen. That's a gain of 3. Sen from Portland State. Basically a special teamer for the 45.
That was his 23rd carry of the day, and that one probably hurt the most. You could feel it up here.
Absolutely. That was a nice hit by Sen.
Many of the offensive linemen, Jake Scott, we talked to him for the Tennessee Titans, said the philosophy had changed in the past. When the run game would bog down, they would keep hammering away. He said there's been times where we kind of gone away from it. They expected to stick to the run today, and boy, have they.
It's 2nd down and 7. Connor is still on. That's why Sen was in there. Now they've gone to multiple numbers in the secondary for the Carolina Panthers. And grabbed. The coverage on the play by Stanford. It went to Lavelle Hawkins, who picks up 4 yards, and they'll put him at the 49.
It'll be 3rd down, and this is where Matt Hasselbeck wants to become the artist at quarterback, managing the game in the final moments of the 4th quarter. They've been productive here in the second half, but he wants even more. And it's just really about executing the offense, taking what the defense gives you. They've got a workable 3rd and 3 here. You expect him to be able to convert it to a new set of downs, and that's what he means by being an artist at the quarterback position and not a blacksmith.
Tight end here at the bottom of your screen. Here is a 3rd and 3. What a catch by Williams. He got the ball. That's the same kind of catch he made in the end zone last week on a highlight reel touchdown reception against the Bengals. He was working on Butler. On the play, he picks up 6 and a 1st down to the 45.
And watch the movement by Hasselbeck in the pocket. He's patient, and he throws this one off balance. And he told us the ability to have a variety of throws. And Williams, I think, is getting in sync. He's the guy that can practice with Hasselbeck, and you can tell Hasselbeck relying on him to convert the 3rd down.
Nice catch, 1st and 10 from the 45 for Tennessee. Chris Johnson finds a little crack and slithers his way down to the 37-yard line and brought down in the secondary by Martin. Gain of 8.
It was on the 22nd carry of the game that Chris Johnson topped 100 yards rushing of the game. And Chris Palmer, the offensive coordinator, stayed with him all day, allowing him to get multiple touches to get in sync with the offensive line. They attack the middle of the defense and then on the edges of the defense. And as he gets into the secondary of the Carolina Panthers defense, over 100 yards rushing today, 123, his best game rushing so far this season.
Couple tight ends on 2nd down and 2. Chris Johnson, Hall with the lead block, and that opens up the door for a 1st down run. Neblett gets him around the ankles, 31-yard line, a pickup of 6 for Chris Johnson.
Boy, we talk about running to the tilt of the back. That time, watch the fullback. He starts to the right, but then he comes back left. And this is how they made the adjustment in the second half. You think they're running to the fullback who's set one side, Kevin, but then he wraps around to the left side. So give Chris Palmer, the offensive coordinator for the Titans, a lot of credit today. Getting the ball to Chris Johnson in creative ways and making the second half adjustments to get him past that defensive line for big runs.
Chris Johnson, who went to East Carolina, 1st down and 10. Gaither was leaping in there from the linebacking core, and no gain on the play. They'll stay at the 31-yard line where it'll be 2nd down. Stay in the game all season long with the NFL's new selections of mobile apps. Get unparalleled access to stats, fantasy news, video, and more. Go to NFL.com/mobile today. 2nd down 10.
30 touches on the day for Chris Johnson. They said they wanted to do that. You can see averaging 5 yards a run today. didn't begin that way early in the game. Most of those yards come in the second half.
Ringer is in, 2nd and 10. That's a flag on Munnerlyn, who got in the way of Jared Cook, who is the intended recipient. Munnerlyn is back in. We just saw him leave moments ago, but good to see Captain back in.
Prior to the pass, holding number 41, defense. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
He has struggled at times this season for the Panthers.
Oh, absolutely. There you see him locked up, top of the screen. He's just grabbing the jersey. Once you get your hand outside of the framework of those shoulders, they're going to call you, particularly when you grab cloth.
First and 10. Ringer is in, a couple of tight ends from the 26. Javon Ringer, second all-time leading rusher of Michigan State. Brought down by Gaither, rolling down to the 23 and picks up 3.
We've seen Ringer come in a number of games here. He's closed it out in the fourth quarter. You can see the AFC South standing, Tennessee Titans. They hold on today. They'll go one game above 500. Right now, Houston's leading their game by 21 points, so they're expected to win. But you got to stay close because they still will play the Houston Texans one more time before season's end.
Who they got blown out by not too long ago.
Yeah, they felt like they should have played better that game, and I'm sure Mike Munchak will put his team's attention, and they will play better second time around.
Each team with 3 timeouts. Here's a 2nd down and 7. Ringer. And an avalanche of defenders in there. Charles Godfrey among them. The yard to the 22.
Going back, though, to Chris Johnson, and Mike Munchak talked about it, said we got to get him 30 touches. And he's had 30 touches today, both catching and running the football for a total of 173 all-purpose yards. That's got to make him feel good. He'll feel better today, and I'm sure they'll write a few better things about him in the Tennessean, the local paper in Nashville.
Well, you know, when you take a look at it, it's probably now equal to all the OTAs he would have been a part of,
yes,
all the off-season workouts with the team. And sometimes people don't realize the timing that's needed. Here's a 3rd and 6. And look at Hasselbeck. He'll take it in. He'll be, oh no, what a great hustle play by Charles Godfrey. Running as Hasselbeck in his 13th NFL season.
Wow.
It'll be 1st and goal.
Oh, they'll tease him. He ran out. Everyone goes this way, but look at him break contain. He gets outside. Now you got to walk in. Most fleet-footed quarterbacks would. Godfrey hauls him in. He's going to get ribbed about this one on the plane ride back home.
He had it. You know, he's had a bad knee and didn't practice for a couple days this week.
Right.
But nice little move right there. 21-yard run is the second longest of his career. A guy who was drafted by Mike Holmgren in Green Bay to back up Brett Favre. Then when Holmgren went to Seattle, he traded for Hasselbeck. Eventually took him to a Super Bowl. 1st and goal. Chris Johnson in for a touchdown. A 1-yard touchdown run by Chris Johnson with a little dance for some of his fans from East Carolina. That's where he went to school. And the lead expands for the Tennessee Titans.
75 yards rushing in the fourth quarter alone by Chris Johnson. So he needed those extra carries, but he needed to be in condition to get those extra carries. And when you miss all of training camp, you know, Mike Munchak talked to us about it, did not want to risk his health, forcing the 30 touches per game on him once he returned to the football team immediately. So it took some time to get him in condition where they can work him as hard as they did today.
Just his 2nd rushing touchdown of the season. Baronis tacks on one more, and that makes it a 30-3 Tennessee lead.
Our game summary today has seen the Tennessee Titans blow this one out early because Mark Mariani takes the punt and return. It sails 79 yards for the first touchdown of the day. Then Greg Olsen fumbles to give the Titans yet another possession. And then Damian Williams gets this catch from Matt Hasselbeck to give the Titans their 2nd touchdown of the day. And Newton's been under pressure all day long, sacked 4 times on the day. The Tennessee Titans got off to a fast start, jumped out 14-0 on the scoreboard, Kevin. But the offense, the defense, and the special teams have all contributed to this win.
2 red zone takeaways, too, by that Tennessee defense. As you take a look at some of the headliners of this game, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you. Early in the game, we talked about it, and during the pregame show on CBS, you had a live report from Charlotte about the MRI taken on Cam Newton's right shoulder because of stiffness. You said they found nothing. Anything to lead you to believe that it was more than that, and we're seeing some of it in the wake today?
I don't know that I can attribute any of the things that we saw today to maybe what could be possibly deemed to be a shoulder, and he's throwing the ball very hard.
Looks like it to us.
He's throwing it hard, and he's not wincing in pain. I think when the ball has sailed high on him at times is when the footwork hadn't quite been there, but he's had several passes dropped. We've seen some of them drop. Now that's because sometimes he's throwing it very hard, but the velocity has been there. I think for the most part the accuracy has been there.
Tough on a rookie quarterback to go through this, especially a guy who's won a Heisman Trophy, national championship, undefeated Auburn season a year ago. Think where he was a year ago at this time. That's out of bounds. A year ago at this time, he was the talk and the toast of college football. He was undefeated, heading for a national championship. The Heisman, as I said, a #1 overall selection. And now he's on a team that is very close to going 2-7 after today's loss.
But one thing he did show us going through that year of adversity where he was winning but yet criticized and adversity swirling around him, the way he handled it while winning a national championship and a Heisman Trophy, I think it showed that he can stand the demands and pressures that come with the job being a quarterback, an elite quarterback in the National Football League.
From the 21st, down and 10. That was almost picked off. Here comes McCarthy in, who's getting the start today for the injured Rude. Surprised that Newton is still in the game, down by a count.
You know what? I'd be surprised if he would let you take him out of the game. We met with him, Kevin. You saw a tremendously proud young man. He wants to win. He wants to be a leader. He said that you can't teach leadership. And he talked about himself being an example for his teammates, even at a young age. He said that age has nothing to do with leadership. If you go out and play well, then people will follow you. I doubt if he would allow the coaches to take him out of the game.
So Jason Jones jumped a little bit quick unless he was induced. Well, they're going to call it on Carolina. Maybe Jordan Gross. That was 2nd down and 10. With this place emptied in a hurry, didn't it?
False start, number 69, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
That's the 10th penalty on the Carolina Panthers today as you take a look at what's coming up now for the Tennessee Titans next week at Atlanta.
More of the NFC South as they travel to Atlanta, then play a home game against Tampa Bay. Yeah, so they get that NFC South division 3 weeks in a row before they head on the road to play the Buffalo Bills.
You've been watching the scores go at the bottom of the screen, and Buffalo just getting killed today. 2nd down and 15 yards to go for Newton. Being flushed again and tracked down by Morgan. And in front of it was Babineau. Did he keep his feet in? He has been leading this team in tackles. He's done a nice job in place of the injured Chris Hope, and he's out of bounds. Caught it, but caught it out of bounds.
Did you see how far Cam Newton threw that ball while on the run?
I know it.
Hakeem Ayers was chasing him. And look at this. This is just I mean, what a throw from that position. That's just incredible. Nearly intercepted. Babineau just ran out of real estate.
I do, you've got to appreciate the way the Tennessee Titans have come back after the real disappointing loss after losing to Cincinnati last week, leading them going into the 2nd half, and they just could not hold on. It's the one game they really regret. There was a reception made by Brandon LaFell. Finnegan was over there along with Eltron Werner and McCourty. 18-yard pickup. He's up to the 33, and we are at the 2-minute warning. So here comes Carolina. They're down 30-3 this afternoon on CBS. We're at the 2-minute warning, 30-3. The Tennessee Titans on top of the Carolina Panthers here in Charlotte, North Carolina this afternoon. A lot of road games coming up now for Carolina after this. Here's a 1st and 10. Nene hit by Babineau. And then looked like McCarthy is the one to kind of trip him up and bring him down. It's a gain of 9. Nene played at Boise State. He's up to the 42. 2nd down and 1. Cam Newton was sacked today 4 times by this Tennessee defense. That is an incomplete pass where it looked there just like almost a pick there by Alteron Vernon. Subway postgame show is on deck from New York. James Brown and all his cohorts are ready for a show of scores, news, and highlights. That's coming up in the Subway postgame show from our CBS studios in New York. 3rd down and 1 from the 42. Panthers will drop to 2-7. And they're just coming off a loss a couple of weeks ago. They had a bye last week. Week before, they lost to the 1-5 Vikings. 3rd and 1. That's on the money. Renee. First down. Tripped up on the play by McCourty. Flag thrown. 10-yard gain to the 48-yard line of the Tennessee Titans.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 33, defense. 15-yard penalty, first down.
First time that you have seen Cam Newton in person, aside from a lot of film work as they go right there and a hit and a penalty against the Tennessee Titans. What are your thoughts on you talked to him yesterday and you've watched him this afternoon? We're talking about, perhaps the most celebrated rookie right now in the NFL.
I think, we see the leadership. We see the fact that he's extremely confident. And we hear, by all accounts, from his coaches and teammates, he's a hard worker. And he's a good teammate to guys like Jimmy Clausen and Derek Anderson, other quarterbacks in that room. But he's hungry to win. I think when you have the talent and the work ethic and you have the desire to put in the work and the time required, then I think success will follow. He's going to be the right guy to build around here in Charlotte with the Carolina Panthers.
Akeem Ayers comes up with his 2nd sack of the season. The Titans with 5 sacks. That is a season high on Cam Newton. Now back to the 42. 2nd down and 19. Flags. Scrambles. Here comes McCarthy, the linebacker, chasing down Newton, who will go out of bounds in front of Alteron Vernon at about the 35. A scramble of 7.
Holding, number 77, offense. 10-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
The penalty on Byron Bell. So that wraps up the Cam Newton story. The Tennessee Titans, after a really tough week, losing last week, the rally of 10 points by the Bengals beat them at home. Now they come on the road for the first time since early October, and they get a win, and they now go above 500.
Yeah, you can see Mike Munchak, their coach. He's smiling. He knows this is important, and they have to be able to go on the road and play well. If they want to make it to the playoffs, remember, 5 of their last 8 games are going to be played on the road, and it starts here against the Carolina Panthers.
They lost. The Titans had 3 of their last 4. Come in here. Hasselback with the touchdown pass. Also threw a pick at a long 21-yard run. It set up a Chris Johnson 1-yard touchdown slash. Chris Johnson today, we talked about him from the very top along with Newton. There are 2 headliners, and Chris Johnson, 27 carries, 130 yards. 5 catches, 107 yards. 237 yards.
Hey, watch that weekend!
With the work today, and there is a throw, and it's caught by Nene at the 47-yard line on a gain of 5, and the clock is at 43. I want to correct myself. Johnson had 44 yards receiving. I was talking about Damian Williams, who had 107 yards receiving and a touchdown. He is really beginning to emerge on this team.
Yeah, he needed to emerge. Someone has to, I think, provide some kind of consistent ability to catch the ball out on the perimeter and down the field for Matt Hasselback. Remember, they lost Kenny Britt early in the year. He was ready to have one of those breakout seasons, so they needed someone to step up.
3rd and 24 for Newton. And being chased by Marks. There goes another flag out of bounds about the 41, ushered out of play by McCourty. Clock at 33 seconds, 6-yard run, 3 flags on the field.
It's a parade of flags on the ground. Everyone's throwing a flag.
And the long discussion in a 27-point game.
Well, already 11 penalties on the Carolina Panthers. It appears it might be on yet another one on them.
We have fouls on both teams. Personal foul, 69 offense. Personal foul, 95 defense, those penalties will offset. Repeat, third down.
And Ron Rivera breathes a sigh of relief because it's on his player, Jordan Gross. They also get William Hayes as the offensive tackle and left end get into it. And so Carolina Panthers get to do the down over. You can see the penalties so far just accumulating. Said that the Panthers, the second worst penalized team in the league behind the Oakland Raiders.
Right. I guess when you got a rookie quarterback, you want to just give him as many live snaps as possible.
Yeah, keep him working.
Yep, and he is. He is. 3rd and 24. Back at the 47. Nene. Smith with a hold. That's a flag. Wow. Steve Smith. That was a 13-yard catch and run. Steve Smith is a volatile player to begin with, and now we got some shoving on the play by some secondary players of the Tennessee Titans. All this is really going to do is make their charter late back to Nashville.
Well, Steve Smith is wearing his helmet, and there was a defender, I think, for the Titans who lost their helmet. Here's Verna.
He's a feisty guy now, is it, Steve Smith? Does not like to lose, and I'm sure feels embarrassed by the way this thing turned out today. Another sellout, 91st in a row.
But it's not okay to draw penalties.
Holding, number 89, offense. 10-yard penalty, still third down.
Well, now we're 3rd and Greenville, South Carolina.
And a mile.
We're a long way away. That happens to be where they train.
And it negated a really good offensive play for Ron Rivera's team. And he keeps talking about it. He keeps harping on it with his team about getting rid of the personal fouls. He felt like those were the ones that hurt him the most. And he said it's the one thing they focused on during the bye week that they have to improve upon in the second half of the season. And yet we see these mistakes. And we can't even call them mistakes. We see these problems continue to rear their ugly head yet again in their first game coming back.
Jira Tutu is taking the place of Smith. Here is D'Angelo Williams. Brought down by the combination of Verner and McCarthy. Clock is running, and that should be it. So the Tennessee Titans, who had lost 3 of 4, come on the road with Hasselbeck throwing a touchdown. Big day for Chris Johnson on the ground, 130 rushing yards. And a win for Tennessee, going to 4, make it 5 and 4. And 2 and 2 on the road. And the Carolina Panthers dropping to 2 and 7. Hard day for Chris Johnson. Some hard running, but like you talked about, a lot of carries usually gets the best out of him.
Yeah, significant opportunities leads to significant production.
Coming up, the Subway postgame show will take you to New York for all the scores and highlights after this. You've been watching the NFL.